Greetings, y'all. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. I'm back. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or wherever you're at in the world. We're back playing some more Farm Simulator 25. So, if you didn't see any of the many YouTube videos that came out yesterday, the first 4 episodes of this new map came out yesterday. We are here in Lone Star Plains, Texas, by SamuelBatistaModding. So this is going to be our new farm, new location, new locale. And today we are going to mow some grass. We're going to finish up doing contracts. Got a couple guys out there doing contracts right now. We're going to leave them alone. Not worry about their fuel or anything right now. Because one of them is a borrowed tractor. So we're not even going to bother to fuel that thing up. It's just going to go until it runs out. Because when the contract's done, we're done with that tractor. So, yeah. Good morning, Twitchy. Good morning, Fuzzy. We'll get started here once we get in here. So, little update, I guess. If you didn't see the episodes from yesterday, when we started this map, episode 1, we had $20 in our pocket. That's all we started with. We didn't have any more than that. We had nothing. The only piece of land that we started with was this one here. This is the homestead. So there were like a couple of lean-to sheds back here. There was a farmhouse up there. There was a silage bunker up there. And got rid of all that. Started from a clean slate. This is where I've been laying my head. Over here in the tent. And then the only thing I couldn't get rid of was the dog. We have a dog. She's a good girl. She behaves. So couldn't get rid of the dog. Couldn't find it in my heart to get rid of the dog. But we do have this. I did add in the harbor store silo. So we have that. It has nothing in it. We've got to get started on that this morning. Go back in here and look and see what we did. So we started with $20 in our pocket. Go over to finances. We'll go down to contract income. And this shows where we started in August. So in August, I'm going to move that green bar up so I can read it. I can't read with that green highlighted over it. I hope they change the color scheme in Farming Simulator 28 to something else. Something that's not, I don't know about y'all, but my eyes, and I know I'm getting older, but my eyes cannot read that with the highlight on it. A lot of times when I go in and look at equipment, I'll put it on something and then I'll move it over to something beside it just so I can read the text. So we made $1.229 million in August. That was the first month we were here. The second month we were here, we made $1.317 million. And so far in October, we have made $544,000. So there might be some more contracts out there that we might do. And then we've got 2 that are going right now. I think there's some pretty big ticket ones. Go over here. 54,000 for that one. Almost 55. And then 170,000 for that one. So as soon as those guys get done and wrap that up, we'll collect that. And then we'll have a little more cash on hand. But went in, put the harbor store silo in. Go to the map up here. That's the only thing really that I've put in besides the tents. The tents didn't cost anything. Bought the harbor store silo. We bought these 2 grass fields. We bought this grass field out back. Bought this grass field right over there. You actually start with that field and I think that field. But sold those back and then got rid of everything. All the equipment, all the buildings. We had no tractor. Basically just started doing contracts. That was it. So that's kind of where we stand. We don't own any other land or anything. So far, tractor wise, I'll start from the top. Or well, I'll start somewhere. This was the latest purchase that I made. This is the Agro Tonho 8R high horsepower. Got one of those doing a plowing contract. This is the borrowed tractor. Nice big tractor there to finish up that cultivating contract. We have the 6R or 7R here. Bought the 7R. Put that on some plowing duties and cultivating duties and stuff like that. Got the 6R. This is what we're going to move our bales with to start out until we can get a bale trailer. And then I got the 6M. So we're going to use the mower on this one. So that's kind of where we stand. Equipment wise, I did buy a fuel trailer, the Thunder Creek. Got the Amazon fertilizer spreader. I bought 2 hoes because there were some really good hoeing contracts and I just couldn't pass it up. So I got 2 hoes. We have 2 plows. One of them's in use right now. I bought this little Dalbo cultivator to start out. Little disc there. And then when I got the 7R, I bought the John Deere disc. So, yep, that's I think that's pretty much it. So today we're going to mow grass. Looks like it's going to rain, so I guess we probably should get on that. I'm going to get the mower going. Now, I went with this, oh, what is the name of this mower? I'm going to have to go look it up because I don't remember. Starts with a D. That one. Nope, not a D. Starts with a B. Bednar. There is a D in there. Bednar. So, got this one. This is a mod. It's in the mod hub for everybody. I got this one because it does do the windrowing. Now, I just got to figure out how to turn it on. I'm going to start mowing, and then we'll carry the bales, I guess, one by one over to the harvester silo, and then maybe we'll look at getting a trailer. I'm probably going to plow these 2 grass fields up when we get done and just replant them in grass for the time being. Alright, I got to bring up my help menu to see how to turn this thing on. Go ahead and unfold it. Okay, let's see. Turn on mower, lower weight. Fold more, no. Toggle map view, that's not it. Maybe it's under this one. Toggle work mode, there we go, I bet that's it. So, looks like it's the left stick. Does it tell me what I'm on, though? Not changing. Why is that not changing? Toggle work mode. It is the left stick, right? It is the left stick. It doesn't tell me what I'm on. Usually it has in parentheses up there what you're on, though. I don't know, maybe just start mowing and figure it out from there. It doesn't tell me. Usually, you know, when you toggle the work mode, it'll change up there and it'll say, okay, swathing, you know, widespread dropping or whatever. It's not doing that, so I don't know what I'm on. So I'm just gonna work this thing. I wonder if it's because I'm on the weight. Maybe it's because I'm on the weight. Hang on. Get the weight back up. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So now it's showing. So, swathing mower. We don't want the mulcher. We want the, not the stump grinder. Destroyer. Ooh, that sounds dangerous. Mower, and then brush hog. Swathing mower. We want the swathing mower. Alright, so let's do it. I'm gonna turn on my EV line and go. Perfect. Actually, I need to move over just a little bit. Just a little bit. mow this grass. There is some common ground, but it's $8 million for the common ground. And I didn't give that to us. We're going to have to work for that one. I may go back and try to mow these field roads here. Whoa, stop. Mower's a little heavy on this little 6M. Maybe I should swap this out with the 7R. Or the 6R. Well, we need the 6R to pick up the bales, so. Alright, going to 0. Make sure we're on 240 on that. I haven't set that up yet, Fuzzy. I may come back in and try to mow these areas out a little more after we get done here. Is this 240? Okay. Sometimes it stays on 240, and sometimes it'll surprise you and be like, nope, we're doing 220. Alright, Dr. Pepper time. Good stuff. Hard to believe that a little white spot running around up there. It's fuzzy. It's hard to believe that we're already done with the first week of August. Guessing he was probably checking the bale there. Check it too. It'll be 6,500. Yep. 6,500 liters means it's a 240 bale. One thing I might invest in is a drawbar. I wonder if you can put the drawbar on this. I bet you can. I may do that before we do that other field over there. That other field's a little bit bigger than this one. Yeah, we'll need to look at getting a seeder. Nothing huge, just something small enough that we can replant this in some plantable grass. Get a grass field, grassland roller. And I think that'll be it as far as grass goes. We'll only be processing grass to start out because, of course, you have to have a forage harvester to do any kind of corn. And we have to have a field to do any kind of corn, so we ain't got a crop field. All we got is grass. Alright, I did turn off the arms and legs. I finally went in there and deactivated it. Nice concept with the little mod. It's one of those things where I need to be able to see my entire torso and my arms, and you know, it's nice if you just keep your vision like this right here, looking at the screen, or maybe that way. But if you look down, it turns into a nightmare. If you're wearing long sleeves, it turns into a nightmare. So I turned it off. I deactivated it. Still have it in there, but I'll probably leave that off for now. Maybe there'll be an update to it. I mean, it's nice that Antler 22 went in and did that. But you can kind of see maybe why Giants didn't do it. Maybe it was just for that issue of not having the full body. It would just be nice if, like, when you look down, you could see, like, your shirt and all of it be together with your legs and your pants and stuff. And then, you know, if you look that way, you can see your shoulder and everything's intact and nothing's amputated from the mid-humerus down. So, yeah. Maybe we'll go back to that if there's an update or something. Good morning, Jeff. How's it going? Good morning, Adam. How y'all doing? Oh no, Twitchy. No. I told him about that at work, and only one of the ladies knew about that. The rest of them were like, ew. I still can't believe that. I'm just thinking, okay, who was the first person to decide to drink coffee beans pooped out by a cat? That, I mean, what in your right mind gives you the envision, hey, I wonder what those coffee beans would taste like being pooped out by the kitty cat? That, well, how do you come to that conclusion? How do you end up in that situation? And how does it become the most expensive coffee? That's another thing that fathoms my mind. Is like, okay, you're drinking cat poop coffee. How does that become the most expensive coffee? But you know, it's probably like cigars. It's probably like, you know, caviar. It's probably like escargot. You know, the worse it tastes, the more disgusting it is. So you think about, you know, clams, you think about escargot, which is snails, you think about, you know, all that stuff. The more disgusting it is, it seems like the more expensive it is. I don't know. Just give me a piece of pizza, or maybe, you know, cheeseburger, or something like that, and I'll be fine. Give me my Dr. Pepper Zero, my orange soda Zero, maybe a Cool Blue Gatorade Zero, maybe water, maybe an occasional, you know, every now and then, Yoo-hoo or something like that, maybe something different. I do like the milkshakes, so. Yes, made a lot of headway. Did a lot of contracts. The first month we made $1.229 million on contracts. The second month, September, we made, it was like 1.317 million. And so far in October, we've got two guys out there doing a couple contracts right now. But so far, I think we've made 500 and, what did I say, 544, I think. Go look at that again. Yeah. So there's the contract income. I'm going to move that up so I can read it. 1.229 million the first month. 1.317 million the second month, September. And then so far in October, 544,000. And we've got 2 contracts active right now. One of those is going to pay 170, and then the other one is going to pay 54, almost 55. And then I'll probably go hit the button again. I did notice that I was looking at the harvesting contracts. A lot of those harvesting contracts are not going to be ready until November. There were some back in, I guess maybe for wheat and canola maybe, and barley. Those were back in maybe August and September. I was really thinking there would be, okay, there's going to be corn and soybeans ready in October, but it looks like a lot of those are not ready until November. So oh, really? Yeah, that's one thing. Basically, that semi, I'm going to shut this off while Fuzzy's bailing. I'm going to go over there. I showed this off in the YouTube video. If you guys didn't see this, where's the shop at? There it is. I'm just going to go to that little fuel point. So here's the shop. There's the shop. It's Clever Motors from Elm, what was it, Elm Creek? So the truck was parked over here, right? So every time I would save and come back in, that truck inched further and further out here until it was finally blocking traffic out here in the highway, and it actually ended up across the highway. So I was like, well, that's not going to work. So basically, I just came in, ate my Wheaties for breakfast, and then I took the truck and I put it back here. It still moves around a little bit. I think it's mainly this thing on the back. Yeah, see, it's kind of moving. Kind of jiggling a little bit. Yeah. Just throw the truck back here. And you can't hide it. I tried to hide it, but you can pick it up and move it back here, and it kind of quarantines it back here. So far, it's worked. If that wasn't going to work, I was going to build a really tall fence around this truck and just call it a day. So that one's almost done. Ooh, looks like it may be just finished. Is it this one? Let's see which one it is. Yes, it's this one. So that's the $54,000 contract. This tractor should disappear. Let's see if it does when I collect it. All right. And then that's 170,000. That's further south down there. We're plowing a field down there. So that tractor should be gone. Yep, it's gone. Cool beans. Yeah, hopefully this map doesn't crash. So far, it's working okay. Other than merging some fields together, I don't see us really doing, any extravagant work to it, but hopefully it stays stabilized. Now, I will say, didn't SamuelBatistaModding, didn't they do the Arkansas 4X map? It had some shader issues. I think that's who did that one. I could be wrong. But so far, it's I like it. And the homestead has a very good location because we can buy that field back over there, and then we can expand the homestead that way if we want to a little bit. think I'm just gonna get a green drawbar. I can't remember. I think this is Bednar Red. I don't think that's available on everything except this Bednar thing. So I'll probably just get a green drawbar. That way we can use it with other stuff too, I guess. All right. Turn that off. I'm gonna go down to this other field. I'm just going to start right there, so I'm just going to drop that right there. And let me go down to the shop. Yeah, I turned the traffic off because it was having some issues when the truck pulled out and decided to park on the highway. So I may turn the traffic back on just to see if that works better. Go down here to settings. Traffic on. You should see some vehicles out here at some point. Yep, I think I see the first one down there. Alright, we need a drawbar. Alright, this should work on there. Give me a little more turning radius there with anything you hook up to it. This works with anything really that hooks up to a single hitch, so cultivators, trailers, maybe mowers. I know it works really well with the bale trailer that we use. Gives you a much greater turning radius, a lot more freedom to turn. I haven't tried to go fishing yet. I need to try to go fishing. Alright. Yep, it works. Those saves, those staggering saves are back now that we're back on a 4X map, so. Great. these trees cut out of here and we can clear out all these bushes here. Can Fuzzy take 2 bales at a time to the silo? I don't know, Fuzzy. Can you take 2 bales at a time to the silo? Play a little bale Jenga. Well, I don't know if that's technically that would be the game. But yeah, if you can balance them just right, I think you can. Fuzzy said, yep. Yep, right. Field roads are the absolute border, so... see, that would be 270. Hopefully I'm over far enough. I feel like 16 is a little fast. How fast does the in-game one go? Because I'm flying down these fields. Where... Is there not an in-game one? You know what? That was in-game back in 22, wasn't it? That's not here. Huh. Well, how fast does the HX20 go? That says 13 on that one. I'm thinking of the what was it? Silver and yellow? We did have this one back in 22, back in Farming Simulator 22. I don't think it went 16 though. Looks like most of the mowers go 13. Could take it down. It's probably more like an upper 12. Take that speed down. I want to do 13. 13's not a lucky number. So we'll do upper 12. Yeah, that feels a little better. Better than 16. Morning, Big Al. How's it going? I'll do another in row. Just give me a little more turnaround room. Yeah, it was just a mulcher back then, wasn't it? Or could you mow with it? I know we used it to mulch the field. That's when they introduced the mulching. Or is it under mulchers? Is that a different category? There's mowers. No. It's a mulcher in 25. Is that under a different category other than mowers? Where's that at? Is that up here? Mulchers. Yeah, there it is. So you can't use it as a mower. I knew I remember seeing the silver and yellow one. Yeah, silver and yellow. Can't put the trash thing on it. So that is not a mower. You can't use it as a mower. It's basically just a mulcher. But this is a mower. So somebody took it and made it a mulcher slash mower slash it does several functions. Basically, to me, I'm just going to call it a bush hog. That's basically what it is. Yeah, I'll do another intro too. Just because the trees are in the way and we don't have really enough room to turn around a whole lot. The other guy's about done with his plowing contract. And I think Fuzzy's got some grass in the silo over there, so I'll get that thing started up. Can't do the corn silage just yet. And then we will need some kind of trailer. So you can turn much tighter with this. Now that we put that drawbar on there. I can see buying the field south of us here, taking those 3 trees out and putting grass in that too, and then just making this our grass slash hay field. Is there another field south of that one? I think there's another one south of there too. Just keep that field road, the main entrance road. Don't plow it under, don't merge a lot of that together. And then maybe at some point in the future, I could see expanding the homestead here over to that field, and in here, and then having the homestead just kind of in this block right there. And then we could have all of our grass over here, clear these trees out. Just have all of our grass over here. There's definitely room for expansion there. Yeah, we turn this into a planted grass field, and then maybe we can invest in a MacDon. Gonna have to build a couple of sheds though, because we've got way more equipment than I thought we would have right away. So we need to build. First, we need to build a better place to sleep other than a tent, because I know Texas weather, you know, tents. It's an okay thing to go camping in, but to live in around year with all the seasons, probably not so great. So I think I want to build a shed that's got the living space in it, kind of like the one we had in what was the island? Ronita? Was it Ronita? Probably build that one, and we can park some tractors in there, and then anything bigger than that, harvesters, MacDons, you know, tools, maybe implements, something like that, park on in a bigger shed out back or something. And buy some fields. Yay, our contract's done. Woohoo! So I can collect on that one. So that's 170 grand. Go hit the button and see if anything pops up. Probably won't. Usually it's, once you get to a point, they stop loading, and then you have to go into the next month. Yeah, nothing's popping up. I Still don't know why the river is in the contract list. There's nothing there to cultivate, really. So I don't know. But yeah, not gonna do any sowing ones. Not gonna do any spraying ones right now. Fertilizing ones we like. The plowing ones, cultivating ones. Plowing ones and cultivating ones are great because you don't have to buy any. You don't have to buy any fertilizer. Or you don't have to buy, yeah, well, yeah, you don't have to buy any fertilizer. But fertilizing ones, they pay enough that, and we're going to use fertilizer, in the future, that it's okay. None of the fertilizer will go to waste. If we get a spraying contract and then we don't, we're not going to spray our own fields and stuff like that, then a lot of that will go to waste until we can use it to spray for another contract. So, because we plow everything that we have. That way we don't have the weeds and stuff. So. He's over there hauling bales. Bringing them in. Dave. I can turn that helping off now. That's something about the traffic too. They have little convoys. I've noticed that. Oftentimes they're spaced out, but here in Texas they have a lot of convoys. I don't know why. Guys, we do convoys. Boy, ain't it a beautiful sight? We got a really convoy. Da-da-da, through the night. Da-da-da, convoy. It was the 6th of June and a big old moon and a Kenworth full of logs. That's probably not the words. I've heard that song a few times over there playing on the GTA 5. Putting it on old rebel radio out there in the country. Listen to the likes of Willie Nelson and who's that? Jay McCall, I think is what his name was, and Conway Twitty and Loretta Lynn and we buy that little wooded area over there. Got a few trees we could cut and do that when we invest in the sawmill. The sawmill's $300,000 though. Maybe we should do that sooner rather than later. We bought that area, plow it up over there to where I think there's a field road that runs down there between it and the river. Use the field road as a border. Have to invest in the sawmill though. $300,000. I think we can afford it now though. We got $768,000. I guess we'll wait and see until after we build our sheds and stuff. See what we can afford. And we don't have any loan right now. I paid back all the loan. So we'll be working a lot of contracts. There won't be too many in the winter time. So I guess that would give us something to do in the winter time. Maybe get the old wheel loader to get some of these larger trees in there. I don't think there's any of the big trees. So maybe we don't need that big L188 right away, but I think these trees we could probably load with that smaller wheel loader. The older one. Maybe it's a school bus. Maybe they're following the law here in Lone Star Plains, Texas, and not passing on a double yellow. And I'm gonna say it's a school bus because the school bus was out in front. Yeah, all the cars are staying behind the school bus so far. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's why they're all in a convoy. All in line. Everybody get in line. Everybody just say ah, ah, everything gonna be alright if you play along. Doo 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 doo. Who sung that? From back in the day. Who sung that? Can't remember. It almost sounds like a Bare Naked Lady song, or Oh, Jeff, I know you, I think, was it you that was trying to figure out the whistling song for me? One of the girls at work found out the whistling song for me. Apparently it's a very short song, which is probably why they use it for a lot of TikTok and reel videos. It's called Arizona Dreaming. So that's the name of the song. Apparently, I don't know if I was just watching, maybe they used it in a commercial, or I was watching maybe a TikTok video while I was watching King of the Hill. But I definitely remember it during watching King of the Hill, which is why I assumed it was a commercial. And it still might have been. But Arizona Dreaming, I downloaded it too. It's on my phone. Might make it my... Well, if I still use the ringtone, it might have been my ringtone. But I don't use ringtones anymore. I don't have... That used to be a thing back in the day. Everybody had a ringtone or text tone. Now my phone is on vibrate. The last time I actually used a ringtone or a text tone, the ringtone... What was the ringtone? I know my text tones were, I had the Little Caesars pizza, and then I had the Sweet Brown, if you guys ever saw the video, ain't nobody got time for that. That was my text tone. And then I'm trying to remember what my ringtone was. I've used several over the years. Alright. Done mowing for now. Ooh, those saves hit hard. Alright, I will start picking these bells up. Don't have far to go with them. But when we expand this field and have a higher yield of grass, we may want to look at getting a trailer. I think I see a bell down there, but I don't. There might be one. Oop. Yeah, there's a couple down here. Well, come back. I hope that bucket gets as dirty as my arms on this thing, because they're kind of off color right now. There's a school bus. No traffic behind it right now, so maybe it hasn't made any stops yet. There's another school bus. There's another school bus. Must be a field day today or something. Somewhere. Well, there's a lot of school buses. You know what? This is Texas. So they may be coming back from football games or going to football games or something. Stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. Is that from anything other than Pee-wee's Big Adventure? That's where I know it from. I didn't know if that was from like a original movie or something, or if that's just a Texas song. Title says otherwise. Did I not change that? I guess I didn't change that. Hang on. Yep, this is not that. Let me change that. Oh, I forgot to change that. Sean's always keeping me on top of that. Lanes. You know what? I've got a little macro for that now. Gotta remember the macro. Huh? Can I not use that there? Oh, I guess I can't use that there. Wow, that's interesting. Alright, well, let me just type the whole thing out. Lone Star Plains, Texas, by SamuelBatistaModding. Every time I hear Batista, my mind immediately goes to the WWE. Alright, that should be updated now, Sean. Every time I change maps, I always forget to change that. I always forget to update. So if we bought the sawmill, that's 300. If we bought... We would definitely need a wheel loader. I don't think this front loader will pick up the big trees. As a matter of fact, I know it won't. Not especially like those or any of the ones around the homestead. So we could get the little wheel loader. The wheel loader is actually not expensive. It's only 45 grand for the old one. Oh man, those saves. How much grass we got in there now? Oh yeah, we're getting there. Filling it up. That's good. That'll be more silage for us to sell. Be nice to accomplish that, to have, you know, at least something that we can sell. So we buy the sawmill, that's 300 grand. Buy the wheel loader, that's 45 grand. Get the forks for it, that's probably not too much more. We would need a tipper, or I don't think we can really afford a truck right now. Probably just some kind of tipper, some kind of trailer to haul the silage in. Whatever, probably whatever tipper has the best capacity on it that we can pull, which should be anything. We could buy a semi-trailer and put a dolly on it and then pull it with a tractor. Wonder if I can haul 4. I have to stack them just right. Like 2 at a time is probably going to be the way to go, though. I don't think this will take more time than... And then they get stuck. Three is good. I bet I could do 4. I'm gonna try 4. Just to see if it'll, you know, work. Let me stack these. Like playing Minecraft. Oh, with Farm Sim. Okay, here's 4. Whoa. Gotta get some... Nope. Hang on. Well, they're... Hang on, drive forward. They're kinda up in the air. Okay, so 4 doesn't work. Not like this. Fuzzy, move! No! Don't stop! Oh, there went one. There went another one. Okay, 2 at a time is fine. Especially if I'm going to do it like this. I'm just rolling through there. It's like, there's Fuzzy. You just stopping to see the show. Three's the magic number. Well, I'll just do 2 at a time. That's all my brain can really handle right now. See, I just take 2 at a time, and 2 is better than 1, like the song says. 2 is better than 1. I remember we had some long forks back in the day. I don't know if those are still a existent thing. I don't remember, were those on a front loader, or were those on like a wheel loader? We had some like super long forks. You can make like a bale shish kebab. Did I get it? Got it. Just barely, but I got it. Oh, I dropped one. Now I've got that 2 is better than 1 song stuck in my head. Maybe it's true. I can't live without you. Too much. And I never know the words. I remember the songs, but I never remember the words. Unless it's like something that I've sung over and over and over and over and over and over again. like Bohemian Rhapsody or something like that. Stay on there, stay on there. Ooh. Hey, thank you for that, Fuzzy. He just ejected his bales into the thing. That's smart. Saves me a little time. I think I've got 2 more runs here. Well, nope, more than that. Got maybe 3 more. I'm leaning towards buying the sawmill. We'd need a log trailer. Nothing extravagant, just something to get the job done. No! I wonder if I can... The answer is yes. I think that's all of them from down there. Where'd that third one go? Did it right there? Okay, I see it. Oop. One bell is barely on there. Got it. Alright. I think that's all of them now. This over here. Alright, let's build our living shed. I'm trying to remember where it's at. It's either under sheds or farmhouses. There's the tents. It's not that one. I looked at this one, but it's got case signage in it, and I mean, it'd be okay, but I think that other one is under sheds. Yeah, let me go back to sheds. I think it's in here somewhere. That's not sheds. I think it's in the sheds category somewhere. Just gotta find it. We got a lot of sheds. Although you would think it would be under farmhouses since it has the living quarters in it. Is that it? No, that's not it. It kind of looks like that one, though. We got lots and lots and lots and lots of sheds. That's it. That's it right there. I'm going to build this up here towards the front. Let's see, where's the front? So that's the front of it right there. So I need to turn my snapping on and rotate that around. Okay, and then all we got to do is decide what color it needs to be. I'm going to get rid of some of that fence over there. Where does it start sloping? Build it back a little bit. Yeah, let me get out and look at that. I need to see where it starts sloping at. Maybe the tree will be the marker. Feel like it's sloping up right there, and then it's flat back here. So yeah, pretty much where the tree is there and the tree is here, that's where the front of the building needs to be. And I'm going to get rid of, I think I can get rid of some of that fence. That button. I think I can. Yep. And then get rid of just all of that. That looks good. Alright, back to sheds. Oh, I gotta find it again. Somewhere way down here. Right there. Alright, now I just need to know what color we need to make it. just going to do the front. Right here. I'm just going to put it right in the middle. Oh. You can do that. I think we want a white roof. Well, then what is this color? That's the outside of the building. What color do we want to make the building? Blue like the silo? Oh yeah, like the harbor store silo? What color blue is that? Like a navy blue? So maybe like a golden heifer. Blue gold heifer. That's pretty close. I think that's a darker blue. There's New Holland blue. I think that's a lighter blue. That's even lighter. Oh, I don't know. That's pretty close. I never can get these things exact. Can I click on that blue? Because it looks like that blue. Yeah. There we go. That looks like it. Alright, so we'll just put it right there. And then I think we'll keep that white roof. What does that say? It says it holds, oh, it holds, I guess you can put fertilizer and stuff in here. So it holds 16 pieces. 16 pallets, probably. Okay. So, nope, you come back up here. Put it right there. Yay. We got a shed. And a house. Basically the same thing we had in Ronita. Bedroom. Feel like I'm taller in this house though. Maybe it's the hat. Might be the cowboy hat. Okay. We have that, and we can park our tractors in here. And I guess the pallets go right there. Oh, cool. Do they auto-load in that? Test that theory out. Alright. So then I'll probably put in like a drive over to this field road. Just put down some gravel. And then put down gravel up here in the front. Alright, so now, how much money do we have left? We have 687,000. And we got a lot of grass in there. Where on the map is that spot? What spot? Oh, where we're building it? This is the original homestead. Just we don't have the farmhouse and lean-to sheds and stuff like that it came with. Don't have the silo. I think we've got room to build another harbor store silo, like either right here or right behind this one, or off to the side of it. And then maybe put some main silos back here at some point. Alright, so let me go get that other tractor. It's way down here. This is the 8R. America. That's what we need. We need to put a American flag out front. American flag. And then if we buy the sawmill, we can make lumber. Sell the lumber. I think it's getting a little foggy. Better put my hazards on. Stick the flag on top of the silo? I wonder, is that a possibility? Can you do that? Oh, I kind of want to break the law and pass on a double yellow and a school bus, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna behave. Set an example. You do it on console? I'll try that. Please turn right. Please turn right. There's another one. All the school buses are just randomly stopping. Look at that. They're stopping in the highway. Please turn right. Please turn right. You want to go right. Yay! Everything's vibrating. The road might be a little bumpy. Alright, then these implements I'm just going to leave kind of out back here. In random spots, of course. Okay. Alright, so we have 687,000. And there's not any really good contracts right now. But seeing what we want to do, I think we got to buy the sawmill. So we need a log trailer. We're going to need that anyway. Something to haul logs with. Oh, yeah. Is anything on sale? No. Thought I saw something good on sale. We can do that one, but that's a short one, and you can take the crane off of it. I know you can put log things on that. That'll be the same as the bale trailer. That's the wood chipping one. Can you take, how long is that one? Yeah, that one's a little bit longer. Can you take the thing off? Oh, you can. Can't change the color, but take that thing off of it. That is longer than this other one. I think. Does it say how long that is? I think that one's a little longer, but I think we need something that's got the length on it like a actual log trailer. And then whenever we do get a truck down the road, we can hook it up to a truck. Question is, do we want the Schwarzmuller or the pits? Say the pits is probably cheaper. 26,000, yeah, 42,000. Could get that and get a dolly for it right now. And then we could get a semi-trailer and hook that same dolly up to the semi-trailer. It makes that 30,000 to change that to chrome. And to keep all that stuff on there. But I think that's good. Good morning, Dirk. Thorn? Yep. Alright, I'm gonna get I think this would be the better way to go because we need that extra length, I think, on it. So let's get that one. And then I'll get a dolly. Maybe this one we can put the dual on it. Do a drawbar instead of a... I think that'll still hook up to a tractor. And chrome wheels, are they chrome? Yes. Alright, now all we need is the sawmill itself. And a wheel loader. Log forks and a chainsaw. Let's get the wheel loader. just gonna go with the old one. So yeah, that's 45 grand. $47. Keep the beacon light, keep the same color. So 47,250. Alright, get the long fork for that. It's gonna have to be probably that one. Or that one. I'm trying to remember what diameter tree that would pick up. I may try this one. Alright, go pick that up. Wonder if I can hook the dolly up to that. We do have that thing that we could put on there. No, let's get that thing. I gotta find the thing. I think it's under miscellaneous. Nope. Where was that? Was it under wheel loader tools? I think it was under wheel loader tools. Yep, there it is. So we don't need the pin, we need the ball hitch. And then probably just keep it at the lowest level. And what color? There's a Volvo yellow. Probably that. And I may have to turn around. No? Is that right? It should hook up to that, no? Supposed to be for wheel loaders. Oh, there it is. I guess I just wasn't close enough to it. Yeah, I may need to move that up. Yep. How far up do I need to go? Maybe a couple of slots. So that's level 1. Nope, go the other way. That's level 2. That's level 3. I think it's level 3. Yep, pretty close. Back rims are still not touching though. Maybe it does need to be up on more. Level 4. Yeah, that's it. As long as the wheels are making contact. Yep, we got it. I think this will grab those big trees that we got. We don't have super big trees, but they're big enough that we need a wheel loader for it. So many pivot points. I know, we're going to have to be doing some greasing, ain't we? Alright, so we need a chainsaw. We have a log trailer. And we can tow the logs down to the sawmill. Now we just need the sawmill and then those 2 fields. Or at least maybe that 1 extra field. I'll look and see how much they cost. If we can afford both of them, we might get both of them. Keeping in mind that there will be more contracts and we will sell silage. So I can make it up this hill. We may have to put the high horsepower 8R on this to tow it around. Alright. I just gotta remember which. That one. Oh. Okay. So, we need a chainsaw. There can be only one. Okay, we got a chainsaw. Let me go by the sawmill. Is that thunder? I might need to do a weather check. So I'm gonna go down to the sawmill. Here's the sawmill. Sawmill's 300,000. How much do we have? We got enough for the sawmill, so let's buy the sawmill. Okay. And then what I want to do, go back to productions, go to the sawmill. I want to turn off the just plain planks. Nope, keep that off. We'll turn those on. I guess you gotta have some wood to actually activate them, but we gotta remember to not turn those on. We're not gonna do the short planks. We're gonna do the long planks, the prefab walls, and the beams. I've got to do a weather check. I keep hearing rumbles that sound like thunder. I don't know if that's what it is. Could be. It also could be a neighbor. Won't you please? No, it must be a neighbor because the radar is clear. Yeah, must be the neighbor. Probably getting their lawnmower out or something. Okay. So, back to the farm. These fields down here. We need to check on the price of these fields. How much money do we have? We have 286,000. That one is 366. And then this one is 746. That one's kind of up there. But again, we get a whole bunch of contracts like we did before. We'll be able to pay these off. So let me take out. Actually, you know what? I don't have to go out and take out any loan. We have that new mod where I can just buy the stuff, and then it'll say, "Hey, do you want me to take out this much?" You know, I'll be like, "Sure." All right, and then I gotta buy the field. Well, maybe. Yep. Buy land. Okay. And I think I just want to go ahead and get this one. I think I want to go ahead and get that. That way I can just take out the trees in between it and go ahead and plow all this up together. Could actually, well, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to plow all into that because I'm probably going to make this not grass field in the future. So I want to keep that field road right there. All right, so buy that one, take out what I need. All right. It won't let you like click on it, but you have to kind of get out of it and get back into it and then buy the field. That basically just gives you the loan for it. Alright, so we own all of that right through there. So we'll have a nice long grass field there, and then when we buy this little woodland over here, how much is that little woodland? Oh, that's not that much. 120? What's our loan up to? Oh, it's only 800 and something. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that little woodland over there too. That way we can start working on that and get that plowed up, and then we can have a nice little round base there. Kind of like a teardrop. Still got to get out of it. Even if you move it up and down to buy it, you still won't do it. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to start cutting trees. Start with this big one here. No, I did not try any cat poop coffee, nor am I. I told the ladies at work about that, and one of them knew what it was. Well, surprisingly, shockingly, it was the oldest one. The rest of the ladies were like, ew. I said, yeah, I know, right? Probably gonna fall on me. Yep. Why is this? I guess it was still shifting. I was like, what? Why are you moving? Nope, there's one over there still kind of moving. Unless that's Fuzzy. Fuzzy, are you doing that? Nope, this thing is moving. Good angle here. And I think these are, yeah, these are false limbs, so I can just kind of Run down and delimb them, maybe. Yep, all these are false limbs. They're limbs, but they're not actually there. Alright, I think that's good. They cut this trunk up a little bit. Alright, let's see if that was a good decision buying that fork. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Whoa. Whoa. Might need a back weight. Or something. Hang on. Here we go. He's a little heavy. Yeah, this fork will totally work. I don't think there's any bigger than this one. Whoop. Whoop. There we go. Perfect. Good morning, Tomcat. How's it going? Oh, there's another false limb on there. That might be coming through from that other one over there. Nope, it is on there. This one's not as heavy as that other one was. There we go. Ooh, boy. Man, this must be heavy because look at the ruts I just left in that field. Oh, man. Alright, yeah, pull like facing that way. I'm trying to get the heavy end of the log, which is on the left of me, balanced on the front. Then I'm going to throw some of these limbs on the back. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Okay, one more trunk. One more little piece. This one's not that bad. I can just throw this kind of on top of that. Alright, you can throw a strap on the front part there. And then I think the rest of these we can just throw on there by hand. These are just some limbs, so throw these on the back. These are really not that big. I've actually pulled limbs this size. I remember cutting trees back at my dad's house back in the day, and we would take limbs this size, and then we'd take he had a chain that he would hook up to his lawnmower, and it was my job to take the chain. It had like a hook thing on the end of it, and it was my job to hook it around the limb, and then we'd drag the limbs down to we had a big like brush pile that we were putting them in. And we did this a lot. We did this many times. It literally was like a farm. And then we would haul them down there, and if the limbs weren't too big, if they were, you know, smaller, then we could kind of stack the limbs, and then I'd take the chain and the hook on the chain and wrap it around the stack of limbs, and then he'd just pull that whole stack of limbs down to the brush pile. Oh man. You got your hazard lights on. Here we go. Alright, well, let's see. We got another one more. 2 more. Usually we would do that in the fall. We didn't really do it a whole lot in the summer. Oh, this is that dancing one. Should be dancing, yeah. Na, 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 na. Oh, na, 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 na. Trucci knows what I'm singing. Nobody else probably does. Alright. Strap those in. And let's head down to the sawmill. I'm gonna let you drive. Can I get in the buddy seat on this? Oh, I can I? Cool. Hi, Fuzzy. See, he's got the right gear on. He's got his logging vest on and his logging helmet and ear protection. I got my cowboy hat on. Cowboys. Cowboys like us sure do have fun. Racing the wind, chasing the sun. Take a long way around, back to square one. Ooh, cowboys like us. Another win for Agro Tonho, putting in the buddy seat. It's even foggy down this way. It's really foggy around the river, but I guess since it's early morning, kind of foggy. Yep, I just said the same thing, Big Al. Foggy this morning, yep. No, I don't know where. I think if we just keep going straight and then the first wooded log road, turn down that, and we should be able to go straight into the sawmill. There's the traffic. There's the biogas. Yeah, keep going past the trees. I think. Yeah, keep going past the trees. There should be another log road up here. Right there. Actually, it looks like it might be a gravel road. It's either gravel or asphalt. Looks like it might be asphalt. Yeah, I'd say that's asphalt. And the sawmill should be on the left. Or just straight ahead. Yeah, that's it right there. Now where we actually dumped the logs, don't give me the line. There's a square there, but I don't see a button. Oh, right here maybe. Yeah, I bet it's right here. Just drive right into this square. Alright, unstrap. There we go. We got wood. Back in here. And then I'm going to activate longboards, prefab walls, and the wood beams. Alright, so we're making some lumber. Cool beans. Don't leave me. Alright. Morning, old man. It's a foggy morning. Alright, I will hop out right here. Grab the wheel loader. Look, old man, I got a cowboy hat. That's because we're in Texas. Alright, this one, I don't think I'm going to delimb this one. I'm just going to cut it and throw it on there and let you run it down there. I think I can pick it up. Somehow. Maybe? Nope. Hang on, let me try to grab this end here. Foggy there too in real life. Trying to read what that last thing says. Life flight? Well, I think I may have to grab it from the bottom limb or something, because right in there. Yeah, there we go. We got it now. Whoa! Alright, Fuzzy, get ready. Whoa. I think you're tilted downhill a little bit there, bud. That might be that, and it's kind of off balance there. Alright, let me see if I can get out of there. There we go. Now strap it down and go. Where'd that stump go? Oh, got a little chunk there too. Alright. One more tree here, and then maybe 4 over there. This one's gonna be about like that first one I think we did. Who has got whom? Oh, who has got whom? I don't know. Alright, yeah, this tree looks about like the other one. It's a little darker. Stop moving, tree. think these are, yep, these are false. Oh man, this bad one to save hits right when you're cutting. Alright, I think that's good. Let me section up the trunk. I gotta cut this up here. I'll be right in there. This one might be a little thicker. Let me see if I can grab it down here a little further. Get away from that wide base there. I may need those other forks. If I can get in like this. Oh yeah. I got it. Fuzzy, when you come back, just pull in that field road and then turn around, and then I'm going to load you up so that you're ready to just drive straight out with this load. I'll just run these trunks up to you. Alright. Hope I can separate some of these limbs out and have them ready to go. And that's his trunk there. That there. Fuzzy's back. Yep, right there. That's perfect. Whoop. That was me. The big one. The heavier it is, the more we'll get out of it. Push some of these. Get them cleared out of the way. Oh no, watch out, Fuzzy. Good thing you get your helmet on. Hang on. Let me do that over. All this way. Okay. Yeah, pull forward just a little. Then I can grab it from this angle. I think I cut this one maybe a little short. I probably should have put a little more length on this one. Try to get it in there where the bars will hold it in there. Now, oop. Now strap it. Alright, let me get that one more piece of trunk and then we'll load the limbs up. Hazard pay for Fuzzy? Yeah. You kind of got to have it being, you know, in the logging in business. So, let me grab that from the other. Another false limb? Sure is. Kind of invisibly attached. I think it's on the underside. Let me pick it up and see if I can. Well, there's another one. I got that one. I get that one on this side. Roll over. Where does this limb go? Oh, those saves hit at the right time. Where are you, limb? Where are you attached? Gotta be careful because I don't want to delete the thing. Let me turn that off. I don't know where that's attached at. Usually I can just go along the side of it. I guess they'll get an extra limb. Stay in there. Stay in there. Okay. Alright, now I'll just grab these other limbs. Chunk them in there. Get that back on. Oop, hang on. I don't know what I've gotten into on my screen here. Some kind of list or something. Alright. No, stop spinning. I wonder if I can load these from the side. I think I've tried to do this before and it hasn't turned out too well. I was never good at basketball. Alright, and then just these couple right here. Alright, should be good to go now, Fuzzy. Alright, so I'm going to move on up to the next field. And get some of these cut down. Well, this field's actually got a crop in it. What is that? Parsnips. We'll plow those under. Alright. Actually, they did come out with a vegetable harvester this week. It's basically the in-game one, but it does have a capacity. So you can choose, I I think 30,000 liters is the lowest, and then it'll go up to 100,000. But I would say 30,000. At least give us something to where we can harvest with it and dump. Kind of have a little bit to hold in there to be able to dump into the trailer. So it's basically the in-game one. The problem I have with the in-game one, it has 0 capacity. Absolutely no capacity. It doesn't hold anything. So if you don't have a trailer there, you're going to end up wasting crop. I'm not a fan of that. So if we ever get that in the future, might look at getting that 30,000 one and still just kind of run a trailer next to it. Never can get that going that way. Oh, we gotta be down here on the ground. Okay. Might be a false limb. Yep. All the rest of these are false. Section this up. Gotta cut them a little longer this time. Okay. And we're looking down there. Oh yeah, we got a lot of wood in there. Woo. Yeah, I'd say just pull in this grass field when you come back. Get some of these limbs out of here. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ah, Girl, what are you doing way out here? You know it's dangerous doing all this logging stuff. Go home. We never did come up with a name for our dog, so we need to name our dog. It's a female. Go home, girl. I know you want to be with me here, but I'm trying to move limbs. Morning, Cole. How's it going? Whoa. Whoa. When you know there's a false limb on the end of that. One was easy. Whoa. Whoa. Yeehaw. That's how we do it in Texas. If your wheel loader ain't bucking, you ain't doing it right. Nope. We need there to be a false limb on this one too. I'm doing a horrible job at removing these false limbs. These are coming off pretty easy though. Can't complain about that. Okay. And now the limbs. Oh, hang on. That was me. I messed up on that one. I'm gonna have to put it in there kind of more down here where it's supported. Here we go. Let's see, where's the base of this one? Okay. And then looks like a couple more. Nope, 3 more. All right, you're good to go. Did that cut? Yep, I guess it did. And did anyone fall off? And then there's that one. And I think that's a false limb. What was that? Was that my stomach? I'm not even really that hungry. So I could always eat. Alright. Throw these limbs away. From there. Alright. Get him away from the trunk. You are too close to the trunk. I think... Nope, there's one more. I think the rest of these are false limbs. I think we're going to go there. Drink cut right there. There. And maybe right there. I had to cut this one a little short. Go home, girl. Maybe I need to feed her. Maybe she's hungry. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on, I'll go feed you food bowl. See if she comes when I fill this up. Alright. Filled her food bowl. Come on, girl. Y'all gotta come up with a name for this dog, because I don't know. We're just gonna start calling her Sally or something. Is she coming? Yeah, she's coming. She's an old gal. She's coming. That's right, girl. I gave you some food. Go get you some brekkie. Go get you some brekkie, girl. Good girl. Sassy? When she says sassy, it's gonna be sassy. Wasn't that the name of one of the ones in, what was that movie? The Incredible Journey? Gosh. Sally Field. The cat. It was the cat. Was named Sassy. Sassy, Chance, and Shadow. Yeah, Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. I know Sally Field was the cat. Michael J. Fox voiced Chance. The, was he like a pit bull kind of mix? And then the Golden Retriever was actually voiced by 2 different actors. That did not work. Let me... Put it there and then go. In the first movie, the original movie, it was voiced by, oh gosh, what was... I can't remember the actor's name. He was in Cocoon. Can't remember his name. And then Homeward Bound 2, Ralph Waite was the voice of Shadow, the Golden Retriever, because the guy from the first movie passed away, so they had to recast the voice of Shadow. Ralph Waite was the dad from the Waltons. So John Walton voiced the Golden Retriever in Homeward Bound 2. Well, I did mess with her. I was like, man, I'm doing good. I ain't running into any false limbs or anything. I will say, trying to drive this wheel loader through a plowed field, nah. Not good. Alright. Oop, you got me. Let me go! One more. There we go. Alright, it's been 3 hours already. Look at that. We're going to say goodbye to YouTube here. Limbs loaded on here. Alright, so YouTube, we will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Always remember, you reap what you sow. Matt from the Grain Arcade. See you later, YouTube. Bye.